All right, yes sir, yes sir. Today we're gonna cover moon maps. So we just click here, click moon maps. So what moon maps is basically a dealer positioning tool. It kind of locates the buyers, sellers, um, and it's mostly kind of dealing with the Greeks, basically. But I'm not gonna dive too much into that. Just kind of want to explain how you yourself today can learn how to use the moon maps and the information it gives you. Okay, so when we open it up, as you can see here, we can click here to change the tickers. Let's click NVIDIA, and then it's loading. So this is real load time on my end. But all right, so let's just start at the top. The top is just basic information, right? We have the volume, average volume, the beta, short flow percentage, earnings date, the IV, 1 year target estimate, 52-week high and low, market cap, the expected move for this next session, IV regime, the market control, real time hour. This is flow, letting you know if it's hot or cold or normal. Pin and moon zone levels here, letting you know if price is in a environment where it's pinned or it has space, etc., etc. And this is just a gamma flip. All right. The next we have the map outlook. The trade plan is kind of tells you kind of what to expect and kind of what to look for, the break map, everything is self-explanatory. The breakup and breakdown, so this is just letting you know it's a cleaner breakdown, and it's letting you know the levels breaking down and etc., etc. So there's a cleaner breakdown. Here we have our key levels, pin zone, the expected move lower, expected move higher is supposed to be gamma flip here. And let me click so we can see all the strikes here. So with the moon maps, you do have the option to see all the strikes that's available on the chain for whatever ticker you're looking at. All right. So the pin zone and expected move higher is the same level. So that's why it's heavy resistance at 220, right? Easily, you see that easily. Like, so if you see price run into 220 and start rejecting, you can see what's going on. All right. The gamma flip here. So we have all our key levels here. We have, this is mainly focused on the volume gex and the support down, like the floors. Basically, this is what this is telling us here. So the volume gex and the floor. We have a section here on what to look for. This is valuable information for anybody that don't know what they're looking at, or just this is what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? What to avoid. You know what I'm saying? And this is really spot on. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just to get into the nitty gritty of it, we have the gamma map and we have the Vanna map, Gex, Vex. We have the option to see both. We have the option to see the chart with the levels on the chart, the price chart. We have an option to see the maps plus the chart together. All right. This is pretty much my favorite to look at. All right. We have the volume gex here. Okay. We have the IV skew. We have the fixed strike volatility. We have upgrades and downgrades here on ratings. We have the news. And we have the guide that explains everything that's in moon maps. We have the legend. We have the top setups. We have the how to use, moon tips, user guide. Like, I'm not going to go into the details about everyone because that'll be too long of a video, but I trust I can cover enough, give you guys a good drift of what's going on if you don't already. But this is where you can really just dive in and just specifically understand each one as you go. All right. But we're going to dive into this, and I'm going to explain what this is. This is pretty much the meat of it. This is where the key levels lie, all of that. I'm going to show you what this means and how I use it to find good setups. All right. So basically here, let's pick another ticker. All right. Let's pick SoFi. And I'm just randomly picking any ticker here. Okay. So we have SoFi here. All right, so what I personally like to look for, and this isn't on SoFi, it was just a random ticker. What I personally like to look for is price above a pin zone, and a pin zone would be, let me find another one here, and I'm doing this on live, guys, so I don't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Let's just try Microsoft. Oh, that one looks like it's gonna, all right, so here we can see the pin levels kind of like below price here. That's kind of bearish. We want to see pin levels above if you want price to go higher. But when you see price, when you see pin levels below price like this is bearish, okay? So we're not going to use this as an example, but keep that in mind, all right? I don't know what to look for here. Let's try Oxy. Yeah, that's all right. Here we go. This is perfect. This is what I want to see. All right. So this is this is what I want to see. All right. We have our pin level here. We 2 strikes above at 56, and then we have our main pin, our strongest pin, which is priced at 1.2 million here, at 60, right? And we can see prices around 54. We could scroll up here, 53.81, so just below 54. So we have some room here to kind of run into these. So this is all resistance, all right? So positive GEX is resistance, negative GEX is kind of like support. But the stronger that strike, the stronger that resistance or support. And it can both work both ways. But the positive GEX price likes to kind of stall, chop, grind, where the negative GEX, that's where price likes to move kind of like more expansion. All right. You see bigger price movements in negative gamma territory. All right. So with that being said, my 2 favorite setups are if price is bouncing off of the moon zone, which this would be the moon zone, which would be the strongest negative GEX, or yes, negative GEX, that would be strong support. If price is on top of that and is holding, that is support. All right. And I like to take that to the pin level or the next resistance, wherever that may be. This is not strategy based. This is all about identifying key levels. All right. So that's how I would love to see price on the moon zone. That's one of my favorite setups, is a moon zone bounce. All right. My second favorite setup is such as this. Price pulls and holds above the 56 pin zone. We have another pin zone here at 60. This pin zone now serving as support for a nice little bounce into this next pin zone. That is one of my favorite setups, especially in pre-market. You see that happening. If you see price already above 56 and then market opens and it kind of uses this as support to go higher to the next pin, one of my favorite setups. All right. Again, I'm not going to go in too much detail about everything. We do have the Discord and we do have the guide, and I'm here. So that's how I use moon maps specifically on how to find plays and what this all means. Again, the pins are usually where price likes to get pulled to. All right. If price is under the gamma flip, price likes to move, expand. Price likes to, move quickly. Whereas if it's above that gamma flip, maybe we chop a little bit. But that's all I have for the moon maps. Hope it wasn't too long. Trying to keep these videos short. But yes, sir. Let's get it.